Yep, we are back again. You know what time it is. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Dr. Crip. No Mo and 24. Welcome back to the show, man. Um, we got a lot going on, man. I want to tell everybody welcome to the show. Thank everybody for tuning in. You know, uh, come and checking me out, man. Um, we got a good show today, man. Hopefully. Um, I'm gonna do some stuff. About some interesting articles that I find, man. I search for the truth. That's what I like bringing in the truth. I don't like talking nothing else. The only thing I want to talk about is the truth, man. That's it. How you gonna say these kids? You know what I'm saying? That's it. What else is there to talk about? I don't know what else there is to talk about, but no Mo and 24, man. That's it. Welcome everybody to the show, man. Thank you for tuning. Um, um, thank you for um, joining, coming in. J Mac, what up, homie? All is well with you. How you doing, brother? Thank you for tuning in, homie. Uh, hey man, listen, man. It's all good, bro, cause you ain't finna get here nothing but the truth, cause you know ain't nothing just cause you hear me hollering God and all that. I'm not your average, you know. I'm 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 with the business, homie. I'm not finna get on here and perpetrate, like, you know what I'm saying. you know I'm on milk, so you gotta understand, when you thrust yourself into the Lord, like how he thrust me in there, you know what I'm saying. It's called milk. Like the baby is on milk, and then you got to start eating food correctly, you know what I'm saying. You know how your kids, they grow up until they start eating meat. That's when you, like, your auntie and your uncles or whoever. I know the Bible backwards and forwards. I know the Quran. That's when you make it to that stage. But right now, it's all raw. It's all raw. You feel me? What you need to hear. That's what God giving you. That's why He put me here. What to give you the truth. You feel me? So I identify with the truth because that's what it is with me. Uh, the last show I was telling people on the last show. I was removed because I was holding up progress. They try to remove me because I was. You couldn't, you can't do all the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Be snitches with money, think your word means something. Come through here, you a buster. You think you could give orders because don't nobody know your history, all that type of stuff. No, I'm not none of that. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't do none of that. So them youngsters out here, it is what it is. It's old versus young, and the strong survive, and all that old type of stuff. So you already know what time it is, like that. It's no reason to fake the funk about that. So that's what it is. And they tried to kill me, but it didn't work because I'm and I'm good, and I can't throw my life away on killing my homies. I was never built like that. That's why I should have never been a gang member. I never was built to kill my homies, which I should have killed. Do you know I should have killed him? I should have killed him. I should have killed him. Then after I would have killed him, where my kingdom would have went after that, I don't know. Would I have stopped? Would I have kept going? You know what I'm saying? Because if I kill the four, I'm going to try to do it to the best of my knowledge because I can do it. Because the easiest person to kill is your own homie. The easiest person to rob is your own homie. That's why gangs are out of control. There's no functioning, there's no loyalty, there's no code. Everything is an illusion, what you see. Nothing is real about gangs. It's all false. There's no such thing as honor and all that. That's the, you know, the homies for life and all that stupidity. You know what I'm saying? But if I would have done that, if I killed these 4 people, then you know, who knows? You know what I'm saying? What would happen? But God didn't. You ain't going down that lane. That's not your lane. I don't want you in that lane. You know. But you can't pull up. See, I'm that homie that you can't pull up. I don't got nothing to do with the situation. I don't have nothing to do with y'all situation. But you can't pull up and plot on another homie in front of me. Not that I'm riding his coattail or not that I'm doing anything. You know what I'm saying? You just can't do that in front of me because I'm gonna be like, why? What you killing the homie for? What? Oh, you want to get down? You need to get down with cuz. I'm gonna set it, and ain't nobody. It ain't finna be no guns. It ain't finna be none of that. You're not finna do that. You know, I got somebody standing here with a blower too. You know, the one smoke. Now I know what to do. Good looking, brother. Always good to have you aboard, bro. Thank you. I can't see them emojis that you put. It don't show on my end. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the problem is. I just wanted you to know that I can't see them. I know it's something positive. Um, but yeah, I'm not built like that. You can't just do anything around me. You just can't plot and do all that, right? Especially if you ain't got it, if you're not on that level to do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And even if you are on the level with power, you know what I'm saying? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You said, you doing something foul. You ain't getting away with me and that's what homies do. They've been doing it for years and years, plotting on each other, not just in my hood, but other hoods too. That's why it's homies is killing each other right now. That's why that is big. You know what I'm saying? I remember somebody told me um, when my cousin got killed in 2005, they said, "No, we'll never think that like y'all, y'all ain't participating in the homies killing on homies, but then it happens. You know what I'm saying? So every hood is go through that, experience that, and it's how you gonna deal with that. I know when they killed each other in my hood, my homie, didn't nobody get no Bentley. didn't nobody didn't nobody get a mansion in the yacht. Remember Elmer Fudd? I want a mansion in the yacht. No, who was that? Donald Duck? I know he want a mansion in the yacht. Remember who was that? He like, I want a mansion in the yacht. It's a Looney Tunes or something like that. Then you ain't get no mansion, no yacht. I didn't see you come up. I didn't see you with 18 chains. Uh, I never seen you have a house. I never seen I never seen none of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, in my hood, because I can speak on my hood, because you can't shut me up. So I can say whatever I want. Because you feel me? Go do your research. Go pull any record you want on me anywhere. It don't matter. You feel me? And make sure the person that's doing the talking, you ain't did no telling. Because most homies love me. Everybody. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So they may have a problem with what I'm doing now, but this God work. Don't nobody got no control over this. So it is what it is. But that's why you know what I'm saying? That's why it is what it is today. That's what you see. You know, the out of controlness, it's all on social media. Useless information. Look at all this stuff that's on social media about Crips, Bloods, all that. Every single one of them sites and podcasts, I don't care who they are, useless information. If your podcast is not about ending Bloods and Crips in your own way, then it's useless. Why I need to know who Raymond Washington is? What kind of job can I get with that? Hey, how you doing, sir? What's going on, Chris? Man, I just had a couple of questions about your resume. I don't see anything, you know, anything that standing out on here. I just wanted to bring you in and you know ask you a couple of questions. Do you have any hobbies or Any extracurricular activities, any leadership skills, or anything like that? Uh, you know, uh, this is my mother. Hold on, you got always answer the call for your mother, whether you're on live or not. I can care less. Hey, mama, how you doing? You all right? Okay, okay, that's good. Oh no, hold on, mama, give me a give. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't. Okay, mama, I'm on the other line. I'm gonna call you right back. Okay. All right. Love you. All right. Bye bye. Got. No matter what you doing, when that phone say "mama," you pick it up. I don't care what you got going on, because you never know. You feel me? My mother in her 80s. I'm picking the phone up every time. You know what I'm saying? Um, but but um yeah, you that's why gangs are out of control right now, because the situations that's going on. There ain't no such thing as loyalty G's and all this, because nobody to listen. First of all, G's, I ain't gonna say every G, but a majority of G's in every hood. I'm talking real ones, not the fake ones that didn't earn their stripes and all that type of stuff. I'm talking about real ones that's in my bracket and above me. You know what I'm saying? They not out trying to squabble or do whatever with them. And see, I wasn't in. People think that I was in these young dudes' business. I wasn't in their business. It just keep landing on my footsteps, on my door, to make me having to talk and do stuff. So, and it is what it is. So, but that's what's happening. That young versus old, man. That gap. And they clashing heads. But I did want to talk about the churches. That's what today's show is about. The churches. Now I know some people gonna have a problem with the churches. Dr. Crip, what you talking about the churches? Well, I'm talking about the LA churches. I don't know about churches in other places. I'm talking about churches out here. You know what I'm saying? And I finally found an article where this dude corroborates my thinking about the church and how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's a little article, it's a little paragraph, that he wrote. You know what I'm saying? His name is Romel Jamal, I believe. Romel J. Toon, Pastor Reverend Romel J. Toon, and his article is with the Huff Post. I believe it's a online social newspaper or information, whatever. I don't think it's fake news or none of that type of stuff. So he on there popping. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of brought what I was saying. Now, see, when I used to do everything that I used to do in the park where I'm at, like I said before, I never done anything by myself. I make the homies do it. We need to do a fun. We doing something for Martin Luther King Day, Black History Month, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I make the homies do it. I don't have city funds and all that. Never had it. Always turning out 3, 4, 500 people at my events constantly. It's more in tune when the homies do it. See, now that's a small organization, a small, people coming together, because I make it come together. Even the ones that don't like each other. Well, you got to come together to do this. Well, I need you and you. Can y'all do this together? Knowing damn well they don't like each other. no, hey, knowing knowing damn well that these two do not like each other. Hey, can you do this with him? Can y'all do this together? Good looking, homie. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But they can't fight or argue nothing because look, you got people up here. Y'all finna really get down and do all that. Yeah, see, that help bring stuff together, man. That's how you do stuff like that. But and I got a story about something like that too. I'm gonna tell you probably at another time. But it's an event. I'm gonna tell you about the churches. I got two stories about the churches in here that I'm gonna tell you real quick before I read the article about the about Reverend Romel J. Toon. And he sounds like he's a young guy. You know what I'm saying? And the article was done in 2010. I was like, wow. So I went to his thing and um, he got a whole bunch of stories on the Huff Post, HUFFPOST.com, HuffPost.com, and Reverend Romel Romal J. Toon. That's just put his name in there, search his name, and I believe all his stuff should come up. But the one article, because I'm gonna be reading some more of his stuff because I was reading a lot of it and I was like, oh, this guy, he is on. So this is the kind of reverend, pastor, whoever I need to be dealing with. And I don't think he in LA. I believe he's somewhere else. I don't know if he out here. You know what I'm saying? Now, uh, a pastor or bishop, whoever I was told that was trying to handle gang violence right now, that was trying to take on everything, is Bishop Noel Jones. I'm not sure. Because I don't know. I'm not part of that church or nothing, but I had some members tell me, dude is with the business. He getting all the homies out of prison, he got a program called Strap Your Boots Down or something. But this guy here, Romel, Reverend Romel J. Toon, his article that I'm gonna read a little later is called "When Christians Act Like Crips Instead of Christ: Gangs in the Gospel, Part 1." Do God just be leading me to all this? Like, listen, I got something for you, man. I want you to talk about this on the show. Like, he just throw this to me. When Christians act like Crips instead of Christ. You feel me? Gangs in the Gospel, Part 1. And then the subline under that is when Christians act like Christ instead of Crips. People join not because of the church's street cred, and name recognition, but because they want to embrace the love of a God that loves them unconditionally. You feel me? So that's going to be the article that I'm going to be reading. You know what I'm saying? But I want to tell these couple of stories first about the churches because they both, you know what I'm saying? It's the churches, you know. I feel the churches should be more involved with gangs. I have always thought that when I first joined Unity One over 20 some 5 years ago, my thing was with the churches. Like, man, why they don't be helping like they supposed to? What's up with them? They supposed to be marching in the streets and all that. That's supposed to, you know, I ain't saying every Sunday, but I'm just saying they supposed to make their presence felt, right? You know, don't get it twisted. You know, my favorite verse out the Bible, you know what I'm saying, is Mark 2:17. You know, he didn't come for the righteous. He came, you know, those who are sick or in need of no doctor. I came for the sick. Me. That's why I'm Dr. Crip. I'm ending the sickness. Get it? This is all connected. Yeah, this is all connected to the 2, you know, 2:17, man. Mark, this is where this come from. You get it now? It makes sense, huh? Yeah, I know. It's all connected. But um he, the the churches, I felt that they supposed to do more. I always feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So um the first story is when I was with Unity One, we connected with that church on Figueroa and 40 something, right off the corner. As soon as you pass Vernon, that big little church right there on the corner on the left hand side. I don't know who church that is, but we was dealing with some high powered people up in there. And we had a group of guys that we used to deal with. Um, they were called um, 100 doctors, 100 black doctors, or something like that. They used to meet at Lori's restaurants like once a year, and you know, do they thing, big, you know, conference or whatever. Um, 100 black doctors or something like that. And one this year we had hooked up with them, so we was at Lori's with them, and they had pastors and everybody in there. So it was a pastor, and that church got a you can walk up to the top, like up to the top, and we were we went over there one day, and it's something that all the churches, a lot of the churches in LA, they all come together, and it's a big conference that the pastors do like every year, where they all be, you know what I'm saying, together, like a lot of pastors from different churches, and they do this big conference or something. It's just pastors. Well, this particular year, it was at that church on Fig in the 40s. As soon as you cross over Jefferson on the left hand side, and we was the dude had took us and was walking us around the church, showing us how big the church is and everything. So we were supposed to speak there, and when we got there, we was we was introduced, and we was talking and stuff like that. Then the dude took us on the tour. So while we was on the tour, I guess some more of the pastors that came in that didn't know we was there or something like that. So while we was way at the top, you know what I'm saying, you could look down. The pastors was down there talking about us like we came to press them. They was like, they got these Crips and blood dudes, this and that. Like they coming in here trying to lean on us and all this and that. They was talking about us, man. We was listening like, what? And the pastor dude that was doing the tour thing with us, he wanted us to come speak over there because he said, man, my son is in the gang, and my daughter is in the gang, and my nephew is in the gang, and I lost uh, another son that was in a gang. He said, man, and I seen you dudes, I see the truth in y'all and this and that. So he was really wanted to deal with us. And when we went way up to the top and we was looking down, we heard them people talk, and he was like, man, I'm sorry, man. That's the way pastors are. So when we came back down to talk, we came in through the side door, and they was like, I guess they changed the subject, whatever though. But Bo was like, man, we heard y'all talking about us, and it was a big show. So, we went head to head with the pastors for a second. Like, man, y'all got us twisted. And y'all daughters and sons is out here gang banging. Because he had told us it was some more of the dudes down there, the pastors, and him like, man, that, his son is in the gang and all that. So we was like, stop acting holy like that, man, when y'all own kids is in gangs, that live in your house still. Come on, bro. So that was a trip, man. And out of that, I learned a lot, that I thought pastors' kids, I found out that they ain't as, what it is supposed to be. They got just as many problems as anybody else, but they put on this front, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything is okay. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? You need to come be real about that. So that was a trip to go through that. I wish I knew all the right terminology and everything to say with everything. Only thing I knew is that it was at that church on Fig, you know, when you cross on Fig, as soon as you cross over Vernon on the left hand side, it's a big church on the corner right there. You know, that's the church we was dealing with during that time, and it was a lot going on. And another story is one day, um, one day at Jesse Owens, it was they people used to do what they do stuff all their events for everything, and this is during the time when uh, Viragosa was running for mayor, and the only black candidate against him running for mayor, um, Gordon. What's that dude name? Eric Gordon, Ben Gordon, one of them. His last name was Gordon, and somebody called me and they was like, "Hey, hey man, there's a dude up there, man. He running against Vicar Gosa, man. He at your park, and they want to meet you. They want to talk to you, man. You know what I'm saying?" And I was like, "For real?" I'm like, "What they want to talk to me about?" He like, "Man, they want you, to get on a team and talk and do whatever." So I was like, "Okay, all right." So I'm right around the corner always. So I drove up to the park and I walked on the field. There was an event going on out there, and I caught up with him. I found him, and as soon as I seen him, I said, "Man, I know you." I said, "Bro, you used to work for Rocky Delgado, and if you a real Crip, especially if you from the West Side, like Showline or Gear Gang or something like that, when you hear that name, Rocky Delgado, you like, that's the dude that came with the what's that? The jurisdictions where gangs couldn't go to their hood, like injunction. They was putting he's the injunction city council or whatever person. Rocky Delgado. Showlines for show hate that name because he was putting them dudes out their hood. You know what I'm saying? And the vintage show lines, they don't like Rocky Delgado. He came with the injunctions. You from vintage show line? Okay, you going to jail if you in this zone right here. You ain't got to be on probation or nothing. Just a straight injunction say you can't go to your hood. Man, do you know that's a trip? And there was a few people that got injunctions. Um, that's why I reconnected. I don't think we talked about it. If you look at the Lunch Meat video, Lunch Meat, Crenshaw Mafia, Gangster Blood, 104th Street, Lunch Meat. Look, I don't know if we talked about it, but that's a place where we had I my family was dealing with his family then. You know what I'm saying? And he was young already calling shots for CMG, not like the dude that shot me that you own, and you know what I'm saying, you ain't even got 10 years in the hood and you doing, you call no, Lunch Meat was the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Putting in he YA and everything. You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know where this dude come from. He just come out the blue that shot me. He ain't even from the community or nothing. Actually, when I took him home to Hoover Hood. So, um, But lunch meat, that's where I had connected back with lunch meat. You know what I'm saying? At a meeting, we was going, I know you, I know you, I know you. And with Unity One. But we was at Stop the Violence, Increase the Police, Stop the Violence, Increase the Police, Mr. Kalia Shaw. Soldier, what's up, Soldier? We was at his office. We was using his office at the time. And uh, the Crenshaw Mafias that came over there and they needed help. So guess what? You getting the help. There's some other Bloods in here though, but look who you asking for help. You asking Crips for help. Like, man, we need help. We got an injunction on us. But I think it was the mayor who probably put the injunction on them. I'm not sure though. But Rocky Delgado, that paperwork he did was going around everywhere because he was hitting people with injunctions. Like, ooh, you can't go to your hood. I think he hit the East Coasters. Like, ooh, y'all can't go to your hood. Like, man, we gonna get arrested. Like my grandmama live over here. I live with my grandmama. You telling me I can't come home? Yeah. That's why voting is important. Voting is important. I organized the first ever Crips and Bloods vote for 2020 or whatever it was. And to vote, don't worry about the president. Vote in your local and state elections, man. Get them people that's putting pressure on us up out of here. They got to go. The Crips and Bloods, your vote is important, man. Do you know if you get the Crips and Bloods, and people approach me about this again, like, hey, Dr. Crip, can you? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to be back out there like that again, man. You know, but that's how good it was. It worked. You feel me? Because it went around. The Crips and Bloods made their first ever. I organized, along with Professor Damu, help. I organized the first ever Crips and Bloods political statement about voting. It went nationwide, CNN everywhere. If you're a Crip or a Blood, it is time to get into the game. It is time to start voting in your local and state elections, man. That's what the message was. Let's get out and pass the vote. So the powers that be liked it that because they didn't contacted me. You feel me? Like, look, man, we kind of like want you to, because we got another election coming. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, just be aware, man, that it's coming. So, so I was in the park with Eric Gordon. I believe his name was Eric Gordon, and I met the dude. I said, man, listen, when we talked about Rocky Delgado, he said, man, I said, you work for, he said, man, I know, I gotta have a job, man. I was like, all right. I said, man, don't be pushing that stuff with no gangs, man, injunctions and all that. I said, man, you need to be trying to work with, the gang interventionists that's out here putting their life on the line, not the fake ones, the real ones, not the one out here trying to get a check. I'm talking about the ones that's trying to put an end to Crips and Bloods violence, So he like, yeah, that's why I came up here, man. I heard your name, man, say a lot of good things about you, this and that. So I was like, okay. I said, let me ask you a question. I said, how you feel about the churches? He was like, well, I know a lot of churches, this and that. Woo, woo, woo. I said, what about churches? What about their involvement in gangs? He like, man, it's political, this and that. I said, why is it all that? Why you got to start talking about all that? Why is it all that? What, why it can't just be churches against gangs, period. Like, we out here today, or, it ain't got to be every Sunday, but we back, He like, man, it's like I said, man, it's red tape, political, churches and gangs, and it's all kind of red tape issues, stuff like that. Some preachers want to go over, some pastors want to cross the line, some don't. You know, I said, man, listen, that's the problem. Gangs need the churches to end gangs. They have to be involved, bro. Do you not understand that? Get this through your mind. City council, gang interventionists that's got all the money hiring all these people. You know what I'm saying? You need to start hiring. You need to start working on churches, making them more accountable. But see, people don't want to cross that line because you can't call out churches and all this other stuff. So I said, man, look, you see that church across the street? That church, we've been here, the 9-0s, we've been here before that church was even there. Our family's been over here. I said, we know what that building was, that church was, that whole parking lot. We know everything about that. It was a bakery, a furniture store, and another kind of store. Got tore down during the 92 riots, burnt out. Then that church popped up right there on that corner. But this the thing. Since that church been there, it's 20 years. They ain't never done nothing with us. They ain't never tried to come holler at us. They ain't never come talk to us. They ain't never did nothing with us. They ain't been in this park. It's like they in their own world in that church. Like they can care less about us. How is it that I do gang intervention in this park, but I don't know who the pastor is or a deacon or anybody in this church? Why is that? Can somebody explain that to me? He was like, man, that's interesting, man. I'm going to talk to, I said, no, it ain't about talking to them people. It's about working with them people. They need to work with me, what I'm doing in here. I need to have a connection with them. They scared we can't get a connection. I said, now look, why don't that church talk to the church down on 79th and Western? That's the 8 trades. Why them two churches can't work together to work against us in the 8 trades? This 30 years of killing right here. We can't get a prayer. We can't get nothing, you know? And he like that's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I said, I said, if you could do something about that, man, then we can have something to talk about. You feel me? If you can do that, then we can have something to talk. Then we can have something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Um, until then, I can't. It's nothing I can say to you. You know. So he said, "Okay, I'm gonna look into it." And he said, "I'm gonna look into it." You know, and I'm a I'm gonna see what I can do. I said, "Man, see what you could do, bro, because that's the only way that we could talk. Um, that's the only way that we could talk and do something. Um, other than that, I can't. It's nothing that I could do for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, when you figure that out, get at me, brother. You know what I'm saying? And we had a nice conversation, and he went on his way, and I went on my way. You know what I'm saying? So, um, another story is when um when a young lady got killed at the bus stop. She got shot in the head. Innocent bystander got shot in the head. Um, um, gang violence. She was sitting at the bus stop, and and she she um got she got killed. You know what I'm saying? Um, and and when the cameras and everybody can't come down there, everybody did. Welcome to the Dr. Crip show. Thank you for tuning in. Today's show is about churches and what's going on with the churches and the gangs. Um, uh, I'm gonna read something later on tonight. I'm bringing everybody up to speed. Everybody that's tuning in right now, thank you for joining the show. So the um, the young lady, she gets killed sitting on the bus stop um, with $1 in her hand, and that was a big thing about the news back then. So she she when she died, she was an old lady. Um, the news was over there for about 2 weeks or close to 2 weeks every day. You know, um, every day they was coming doing candlelight vigils. Um, um, and it was just a lot of attention in the hood. Even I spoke on the news, about her death. So one day I'm in the park and the homies say, F that lady. And I was like, F that lady. And it just took me like, why they mad at that lady? All she did was get shot in the head by a goofy trying to shoot at somebody else and die. So um why is they mad at her? I didn't understand it. So my mind was just messed up behind it. And I was like, so when they said it again, I was like, man, listen, why you say F that lady? You know what I'm saying? Like, he really didn't have an answer. He was just like, cuz I'm tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Woo, woo, And then it hit me. That's God. He let me knew what was cracking. He let me in on the frustration of these dudes and why they mad at this lady because she got killed over here. It's because it's been shooting. See, the A-trays will come down and shoot, when we standing out there. So I understood it. So I said, listen, the next time the news media and all them people was out there, y'all come get me. It was like, all right, for sure. The next day it was. We back at the park hanging out. They pulled up, they walked up. Like, what's up, bro? What's up, big homie? Like you said, come get you when the news media is out there. They all turned up, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. So I took about 3 or 4 of them, the ones, the right ones, you feel me? And I said, come on. We walked down there. I said, we ain't driving down there. Come on. We walked down there from the park down to 94th in Western, where the incident, where the candlelight visual will be, where she got killed at, everything. And they in front of a church. So it was a candlelight visual. So we walked up and I told them to stand across the street. Don't worry about me. I'm across the street. So just hang out, watch out, be focused. So I crossed the street. So they was kind of wrapping up the candlelight visual when I got there. So when it got to the end of the candlelight visual, like, Tony Muhammad was out there. The pastor from 79th and Western was out there. And a few more people was out there. So when they was wrapping it up, it was like, anybody else got to say before we do the last prayer? We're gonna wrap it up, this and that. So I said, yeah, I got something to say. So Tony Muhammad knows exactly who I am. You know what I'm saying? He said, oh yeah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, for sure. So I said, listen, we're sorry that this lady died out here on the corner. Tragedies, condolences to the family, whatever. Ooh. I said, but This will be the last candlelight visual. There will not be no more candlelight visuals over here. I'm Huston Nut. This is my hood. That's it. Boom, 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 boom. So you can hear the crowd now because it's a nice crowd out there. How they get goddamn gangs? That's what I'm talking about. they start getting upset a little bit. So I said, well, look, check this out. You know what I'm saying? Um, let me explain something to you. You know what I'm saying? Why I said that. The reason why I'm saying that is because look across the street right there. So when they look across the street, I say, you see all them people out there? Them my homies. They out there 25, 30 deep. I said, now see, they come outside now and come over here when they see the news cameras over here and all that other stuff in their hood. It pulls them outside. It pulls the people that don't even come over here like that outside because there's cameras over here now. So that's why they over there 30 deep and all that. Now, when y'all leave, the cameras leave, and everybody leave, guess what? They still gonna be standing there. Now, you know what happens after that? Them dudes down the street come up here and they start shooting, which they shot 3 people. They ain't kill nobody, but they shot them good. You know, so we not gonna do that no more. And then that's the people start switching now. They was like, oh, okay, we understand that. Like, yeah. So one of the people who organized that particular candlelight visual, guess what? James Harris, A. Trey. He said, Nut, I know him. He said, Nut, man, I'm sorry, man. I organized. I said, no, James, don't worry about that. You doing what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about that. I said, it's your little homies who we got to worry about. He was like, man, woo. And right when we was talking, guess what? A car was pulling by with the A-trays looking at the homies across the street. Because they like, soon as all these people pull off, we finna go eat. You know what I'm saying? So I said, look, that goes one of your homies right there right now. And he looked like that is. I said, yeah, they just wait. They doing their job. They at work, man. They just waiting for everybody to leave, and then they coming back. He immediately jumped on the phone. Like, woo, 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 woo. And when the car was coming back, because they was passing up the first time, and when they was coming back, they came back speeding like on their way back to the hood, and they go because that's how powerful a phone call is. See, gang members don't need interference from outsiders to get stuff done. We could do stuff ourselves because we powerful like that. So the pastor tried to say something. I said, hold on, woo, you know. No, Tony Muhammad started talking. He was like, nah, you know, I said, hold on, ain't no disrespect, Tony, you my guy, woo. But listen to this. Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you. When Farrakhan came out here back then, 20-something years, then, 20-something years ago, that he hadn't been to LA to talk in 20-something years. So when his first time coming in 20-something years to talk to the black community was at that church on 79th and Western. I said, man, when Farrakhan came out here, I had 59 O's and Jesse Owens trying to get to that church on 79th and Western, and we cannot pull up like that. We needed y'all help. And why wouldn't the 9 O's and the 8 trays, mortal enemies, be sitting in the front row listening to Farrakhan talk? We wasn't there. Wasn't no 9 O's there. Wasn't no 8 trays there. And the 8 trays that was there older tip, representing excited to see Farrakhan. So they wasn't there in the capacity of doing gang intervention and prevention work. They was there to support the coming of Farrakhan. So he said, oh, he couldn't really say nothing. And then the pastor from 79th said, man, I'm Pastor Logan. He said, I'm Pastor Logan, man. Woo, woo, woo. I said, well, it's too late now because he gone. I said, but the next time Big F come through here, we love him, man. We want to see him. Think about A-Trey. Think about 9-0. Listen, we killing each other, bro. 30 years. So why shouldn't we be in the front? That should have been outspoken. Thank God, hey, we got the 9-0s and we got the A-Trays, one of LA's biggest gang wars right here, right now. You brothers stand up and come hug each other, man. Come on, man. Knock that off, man. Knock that. Why you can't do that? Why you can't do that? They couldn't say nothing. So they had to leave. They had to get up out of there. But I just said that to say, you know what I'm saying? Churches, you got to play a role. You feel me? You have to play a role, bro. You got to play a role. So I want to read this to y'all. I have to. You feel me? Because it's very important. So the name of the article is called When Christians Act Like Crips Instead of Christ. Gangs in the Gospel. This is part 1. When Christians act like Christ instead of Crips, people join not because of the church's street cred and name recognition, but because they want to embrace the love of a God that loves them unconditionally. Of course, that's why you should be, right? That's why you should join the church. Now, he goes on to say, the day I gave my life over to God and then later accepted the call to ministry were two of the most important moments in my life. Like so many others, the people and ministries of the church have changed my life for the better. But over the years, as I became more familiar with the churches and church culture through my work as an organizing consultant, I began to notice some striking and unhealthy similarities between some congregations and groups outside the church. I've noticed that these behaviors and cultures often make outsiders feel unwelcome and separate the church from being a part of the broader community, thus having a negative impact on the church's ability to reach those outside its walls. When exhibited, they lead to negative opinions of what it truly means to be a Christian. Did you hear what I said? Read this article yourself. You feel me? As a youth, I was gang affiliated, like many kids in my neighborhood who lack mentors. I think this guy might be from LA. I'm just thinking that. Like many kids in my neighborhood who lack mentors, positive role models, and parental guidance. You feel me? You know where you get that stuff from. That's a cure. I told you. Those are cures. He just told you. It says, as a youth, parental guidance, I'm sorry. Let me read that again. As a youth, I was gang affiliated, like many kids in my neighborhood who lacked mentors, positive role models, and parental guidance. We looked up to the Crips. Come on, man. That's what this book is. We wanted to either join them or emulate them because they were respected or feared. During those years, I learned a lot about how gangs function, thrived, and protected themselves from being infiltrated by people who are not welcome or who are deemed threats. Some churches shared these seams, fears, and opinions about outsiders. You feel me? That's a trip. Some churches share the same things, fears, and opinion about outsiders. He goes on to say, obviously, I am not suggesting that churches are similar to Crips when it comes to violence and them and the harm they do to communities and children. But what I have noticed is that in some situations, they are similar in terms of their attitudes about outsiders and caring for their own. My purpose in making these observations is for those of us within the Christian community to think about how our attitudes and actions might be interpreted by those outside the walls of the church. Me, that's who we talking about. In the broader community, particularly young people, when the church is at its best, God uses it to change lives and impact life beyond the walls of the institution. That's me. He's using me. But when it is not as at its best, the mentality on display is sometimes similar to the mentality of gangs, like the Crips. When Christians act like Crips, they become an insular community concerned only about those within their membership and inside the walls of the church. In some situations, these congregations feel as if they have to protect themselves from the surrounding community rather than to seek to redeem the community and change life. That's that church on 98th, man. I told you we was there before them, during them, probably gonna be there after them if they just don't wipe out gangs and all, you know what I'm saying? But we ain't never seen y'all, you know? So he says, when Christians act like Crips, we focus our attention on taking care of our own. Anyone who is not a member cannot benefit from our resources or be in a relationship with our church. That's that church on 98. I have heard stories of people who have sought assistance from Christian communities, but were told our resources are only for our members. The assumption is that if you want to get anything from us, you have to become one of us. Crips call that being jumped in. We call that getting put on. You feel me? Christians who act like Crips call it becoming a member and being baptized. Sadly, they are situations when people join the church not because they have heard the gospel preached or witnessed the gospel in the lives of the people and want to experience the love of God, but because membership has its privileges. Like kids who join the Crips. Some people join churches because of its name, recognition, and the prestige of being associated with a house of worship on a certain corner. Baptism is an outward expression of an inward faith. Whew. If name recognition is of any value at all, that value lies in being able to call ourselves Christians and not about bragging rights because of the church we attend. This is why Paul said, let him who boasts boast in the Lord. 1 Corinthians 1, chapter 1, verse 31. When Christians act like Crips, we boast about the size of our church and the prestige of our leaders, and the building becomes a sign of power and influence. Smaller churches are deemed less powerful and prestigious. In some churches, we have our own colors and wear them proudly, much like gang members. And just as gangs don't partner with other gangs, we do not partner with other churches around us. What I told you, 79th, 98. We compete with other churches, and yet all of us bear the name Christians. Did you hear that? Crips are similar in this way. You can have several different gangs that gather on different corners, all calling themselves Crips, but never coming together because the other gangs bearing the same name are considered a threat or competition for membership. When Christians act like Crips, the name of the church we attend and the corner we will reside is more important than the Christ we serve. In a healthy context, Christian community should bear no negative similarity to Crips. Rather, they should act more like Christ. When Christians act like Christ instead of Crips, emphasis is not placed on the size of the church, but on the needs of the masses. When Christians act like Christ, they are not only focused on protecting the congregation, but on transforming the community. When Christians act like Christ instead of Crips, people join not because of the church's street cred and name recognition, but because they want to embrace the love of a God that loves them unconditionally. The Apostle Paul said, I have become all things to all men, so that by all possible means I might save some. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 22. That means that we act like Christ instead of Crips. We meet people where they are in where we meet people where they are instead of expecting them to come inside our church to become like us. You got to come to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to be what I be, but you got to understand where I'm coming from. We show them the love of Christ and let God draw them to himself when they see a reflection of God's love and how they are treated. Come on, man. We meet them outside and God's love draws them inside. We meet them outside. Did you hear what I said? He said this. This is Reverend Jamal Toon. We meet them outside and God love draws them inside. Perhaps this is why the Apostle Paul instructed the church to be wise in the way you act towards outsiders. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Colossians chapter 4, verse 5 through 7. So I just wanted to read that because I thought that was powerful, bro. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that was powerful, bro. You need to go read that article and check that dude out because he got some doozies. You know what I'm saying? He got some doozies that I am inspired to bring to you to let you know. Just some of the stories that he got on HuffPost. He has plenty stories on here. One of them is Preachers of LA representing preachers the right way. You feel me? We're going to get into that one too at a later date. Gangs or the gospel competing for the lives of our youth. Come on, man. This dude is on point. So these is the type of dudes that I have to talk to. That's pastors, reverends, and leaders and all that. I can't, I gotta deal with the ones that that's gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's embedded in me to tell you the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? To let you know that I only speak facts, bro. You know what I'm saying? That it's a big disconnect with the church out here, man. And that play a part in this gang violence, man. Because they going to have to come from behind them walls at some point, And I ain't talking about marching. I'm not talking about marching. No, I ain't talking about marching. I'm talking about every major. When I say major congregation, I mean y'all got more than 300 members. If y'all got more than 300 members in y'all church, man, y'all gonna have to start getting together. So somebody need to go show Bishop Noel Jones or whoever, like, man, your boy Dr. Crip, man, is out here, man, and he pushing a line heavy on y'all. Shadow the Vet. What up, homie? RW. It's all good. Your book is on the way. Don't worry about it. I gotta wait on my check. Everything costs money, man. They tax you everything. Don't worry about it. It'll be out this week. But yeah, the churches, man, they gonna have to come back from behind them walls, bro. They not gonna be able to stand behind and watch everything. They're gonna have to they're gonna have to run a fade, man. Not a fade, but they're gonna have to make a play, man. About what's going on, bro. They gonna have to do something, man. Because they can't just sit behind them walls like that, man, and just sit back there and not do nothing. Come on, man. It's people out here dying, man. There's people out here dying, bro. They out here dying. I'm talking really dying in the streets, man. You know, come on, man. The kids are out here dying, man. So what are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? They have to make a play. You know what I'm saying? They got to make a play, and the play is with us. It's with it starts with us. It's gonna have to be with us. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's basically what this show was about. What the churches are, how they supposed to help, how they supposed to get involved. Uh, I hope you welcome everybody to the Dr. Crip Show. Thank you for tuning in. Today's topic was the churches, man. They're not doing enough. They are not involved with ending gang violence as they should be. They gonna have to get involved. The gangs gonna need them to get involved. The gangs don't need them to do any connecting or anything of the situation of connecting the gangs together. The gangs can do that by themselves. What the churches are there for is to provide space, time, and love and guidance as brothers. You feel me? That's it. Space, time, guidance. You feel me? As mentors. Oh, what y'all need? Hey, well, let me give you an example. Woo. Listen, man, once y'all look at it like this, I understand y'all been fighting and feuding. Check this out. There's a story in the Bible. Boom, 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 boom. We need that. That's where we get. That's called mentoring. That's called guidance. One move away. Hey, Dr. Crip, why do Crips disrespect their community so much? That is a good question because unlike my bracket and the bracket under me that I trained, that bracket under me that I trained, they didn't get trained properly. That's where the problem come in at to create it what you see to this day. I'm just keeping it real. When I open up spots in the hood, I take on the neighbors, everything. Ain't no breaking in cars, writing on walls, none of that. You see a big decline with that. One neighbor, she used to come out with her nose turned up. I hate you niggas living next to me. All that. Don't disrespect her. I don't care about none of that. Don't ever disrespect that lady because she got the right to feel like that. She lived here her whole life. She been over here longer than y'all been from this hood. She ain't got to speak to y'all. She ain't got to say nothing to y'all. But let me tell you something. Don't y'all throw no trash in her yard. Don't y'all drop cans and none of that in her yard. Don't do none of that in her front yard on the curb. Don't do none of that. Because for one, I sell drugs right here. I don't want her to call in the police on me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get shot up. Nobody shooting and writing over here, coming across it out. Y'all got to have something. So don't do all that around here. That's respecting her. She don't know that, but that's called respecting her. And one day, after so many months of us living over there, one of my young homies who I got on point that understand that no, boom, 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 boom. He parked not in her driveway, but something, you know what I'm saying? But excuse me, who car is that? He coming into the spot. Excuse me, who car is that? They parked in, they blocking my drive, some petty stuff or whatever it is. But not all that lady, don't ever respond like that coming to my joint to a neighbor or any of that, bro. That's what I teach. You know what I'm saying? I sell drugs here, homie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Oh, that's one of our homies. I think that car, he got there last night. He was kind of drunk, I think that's his car, but can I go in here and find out who it is so I can get it moved? And we're gonna get on it. hey, we gonna get on it ASAP. So when he come in the house, he tell me, hey man, the lady out there upset. Woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I think it was one of my cars parked right there. So I go out there and move the car, bag it up, do whatever, boom, boom, boom. And when I'm coming back up, she saying, um, what she said? She said, it shows a lot of traffic over there. I said, yeah, ma'am, I'm sorry. If it's a problem, if we keeping you up or any trash in your yard or something like that, let me know. She like, nah, I'm just saying it's a lot of traffic over there. I'm like, yeah, ma'am. First of all, I'm a player. I've been living around here since I moved over here 1972. My family, we own a house on 94th around the corner right there. Woo, woo, woo. I know the owner of this apartment building next door right here, Miss Such and Such. And she looking like, okay, I didn't ask all that, but I'm not no stranger around here. I'm not no stranger. Oh, this what broke her down. Hey, whatever happened to that red that burgundy what kind of car was it? She had a two door, a Buick Regal. I said, whatever happened to your two door Buick Regal? Can we buy it? Is it still you still got it? And she started laughing, but she thinking yeah. She said that was over 15, 18 years ago. I been got rid of that car. I said, oh. I said, who you sold? You sold it or you turned it in? She said, no, I sold it to somebody. I said, how much you get for it? Oh, I got this. And I said, what? I said, see, we would have paid you 4,500. She said, what? I sold that car for $2,200 or something. I said, yeah, you would have got 4,000 out of us. That's a car that we like, the young generation. She was like, oh, I didn't know that. She was like, okay, so you've been living around here? I said, yeah, woo, woo. I said, that lady across the street right there, that owner that house, she don't live there no more. She rent that house out to them. Well, and she said, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, this is my community. You understand what I'm saying? I know everything that's going on around here, baby. So it broke her down. So that's why these young dudes don't know how to do that. Because for one, they don't sell drugs no more, which is a good thing, a bad thing. I don't know. But they don't sell drugs no more. They don't have spots no more. They don't do all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know nobody in the community. That's why they do that like that, because they don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? They have no connection with nobody because nobody is born and raised in those communities. And that's pretty much in everybody's hood. That's why it's like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the problem that you get, when it's people like that, um, and the gangs, they have no respect for nobody in the community. See, the dude that shot me, he's not born and raised over there. Everybody that's in his bracket, that's his age, that's his bracket, that have a connection to my neighborhood. When I say connection, meaning that your mother, your grandfather, your sister, somebody used to live over here. So that's why you from over here, because they used to live over here, still live over here, or moved on, but you was over here so long, and I know you. They would have never shoot me. But it's the person that don't have that connection that's going to disrespect that neighbor, that's going to shoot me, that's going to talk to whoever crazy, because you don't live over here. You was never raised over here. So you don't have no respect for nothing over here. So that's why the Crips disrespect their community so much. That's why. You know, uh y'all on the street, and then you leave trash all in front of people's houses and all that. That's why none of those don't got nowhere, because they don't know nobody over there. All them streets they put on their shirts, 93rd, 98th. They don't know. There ain't nobody over there on them streets. They don't know nobody over there. That's just trying to look deep. Y'all ain't got no streets like that. Knock it off. Y'all don't know nobody over there. Don't nobody even want y'all in front of their house. West Side Life. Dr. Crip, great show once again. The kids are dying every day. No more in 24. Yes, thank you. They are dying every day. You know, um, it was just a death the other day. Um, and that's the gang interventionist problems. They got to get out there in that mix. You know what I'm saying? When them teens is out there, teens do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Burning cars all in the middle of the street. And nobody's out there to stop them. But that's the job of a gang interventionist. So gang interventionists should have been out there on that corner on 108th out there. When they see them crowds coming, they're supposed to have 4 people on each of them corners from every one of them hoods that's out there. So that means you need a block, a UG, a 111, uh, you know, uh, uh, um, a hard time, everything out there. It's supposed to be out there. A reputable face, a G that got something to lose by being out here. That's supposed to be getting that money out there, coordinating all that. And you wouldn't see stuff like that, them kids out there dying like that. You wouldn't see it. But yeah, that's the problem, man. They supposed to be out there, and it's a lot. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna be talking about that. They're gonna be talking about it. That death out there, mob style beating, then the kid get killed. I heard he was 14 or 15 years old. Somebody child out there dead, laying on the sidewalk. They got to pull up out there in broad daylight and see their kid lifeless on the sidewalk. Man, that's one of the most. Listen, Vicky Lindsay, rest in peace. Vicky Lindsay, remember that name. Mothers Against Gang Violence. Her crew is deep. All mothers who have lost children to gang violence. When that mother see that child out there, it's a wrap. And then, listen, you know what's going on now on social media? Because of the attention that gangs are getting now to keep the problems and beefs going on, when they say war in Cali and the war between Main Street mafias and kitchens or whatever. You know what I'm saying? People bringing that up now. Bringing up old stuff and talking about it and acting like, yeah, man, when we first got into it, woo, woo. But see, all that stuff is useless information, because you think as a G who you are that, yeah, you telling the truth about the story of how y'all popped them dudes, woo, this and that, but that's gonna piss somebody off. Somebody is gonna be angry about that. So why even talk about that type of stuff? You know what I'm saying? Why even talk about it? Because it ain't no good gonna come out of it. And now parents is suffering behind that. I had a parent tell me the other day, man, this stuff that these dudes is doing all on there. She said, I seen my son hold murder. They know everything. And I'm like, what is going on? She got to relive all that again because she's seeing on YouTube. In one of these videos, she said they got the name, she got the killing, they showing him, and in court they got all kind of stuff. I'm like, that's what it is. It's public knowledge. I said, but it's useful information that people individually is making money off of. I said, I can't knock the dude that doing it because his channel, he making money off of it. But what kills me is that it's allowed, you know what I'm saying, for it to happen. They ain't got to that point to where they gonna start shutting it down and regulating, these podcasts is the way they just be popping up with these stations, and yeah, the war between the A-Tray and the 9-O's, the war between the 60s and the Hoovers, and the war between the Inglewood families and the A-Trays and all this stuff, and people just bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? And not, just it's just something that you got to deal with. Shadow the Vet. They did my nephew's murder on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, but it's just that's something that's going on. And it's nothing you could do about it because that's the new gang banging. That's the new, and then some of these stories they ain't even told by gang members. They being told by non-affiliates. That's what killed me the most. Non-affiliates that's making the money on podcasting and don't give no money back or no nothing to try to stop gang banging or any gang violence. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I call it useless information. You know, I can't get no job because the 190s and the the bloods out there. I'm sorry, I forgot um, their name. But I'm just saying, it's nothing that you could do about that. That's just what it is. That's why you have to pay attention to this podcast stuff and what people talking about. And like this is all it's bogus, homie. It's nothing good coming out of it. That's why I say this is the only platform where you see no more and 24 and gang violence. We don't care, you know. We don't care about none of that. We don't care how you 60 and you still can't wear red. But you talking about everybody need to come together, man, and just but you can't even wear red. And you saying it on the podcast. Man, I'm a G, homie. Too many of my homies died for this, man. So I can't put no I just can't do it, man. I can't wear red. You still suffering from GAMT. Knock it off. That's maladaptive behavior, homie. Knock it off. Come on, man. Gang addiction, mental disorder. You got a mental disorder, man. That's why you can't wear red. That's why you can't wear blue. That's why. Hey, hey, blood. You know, I tried to wear I tried to wear flu, blood. I did, but I couldn't walk out the house, blood. You're 61. You're 61. You're 55. You're 50. Man, if you don't knock it off, knock it off. Yes, Dr. Crip wears red. Yes. Let me tell you why I wear red. I'm gonna tell you why I will wear red right now to this day. Let me tell you why. For one, I'm cured. God cured me with 6 shots. Yeah, 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 yeah. So it's a wrap. Number 2, my first time in prison, I was a political prisoner. I didn't go to jail I didn't get caught. I went to jail my first time going to prison. I was 44 years old. My very first time in prison. I'd rather fight my case and pay lawyers than go broke. You feel me? I like freedom. But when I was in prison, I read in Maxim magazine that women prefer men. This is talking about blacks, Latinos, stuff like that. Hip people. They prefer men in red. They liked it, men in red. So what you thought I did was, man, let me get a little red. Hey man, I like that little red and blue shirt right there, man. you know, let me wear that right there, man. Let me get that. Okay, all right, for sure. I like that. All right, I like that, man. Yeah, okay. I look good. And Lord have mercy, the first time I went to a club and she was like, hey, what's up? Ooh, I like you cute. What? You didn't have to say that. It's all good. I wore red, blue, green, everything, baby. It's all good. Colors went out my mind. So that's my story. But if you 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, you can't wear blue and you can't wear red, I feel sorry for you. Come see the doctor. Because you got GAMD, man. And it's written all on your face, bro. So, do something with it, man. You know, get get help. But yeah, this show was about the churches today, man. I hope I didn't offend anybody or do anything, man. But the churches, man, they got to be a part of this no more in 24. That should be pushing it. Everybody needs to go to your church and tell your church, listen, it's a new slogan about gangs. And this is the slogan. No more at 24. We don't need no more gang members, no more Crips, no more Bloods at 24, in 2024. No more in 24. That's what all the churches need to be screaming. I'm going to have to get some stuff made for all that stuff and put a red rag and a blue rag and no more 24 right in the middle. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this show was about the churches, man. So once again, you heard in that article what some of the cures was, what the reverend said, parental guidance, mentors, all that stuff, man. It's in the book, man. It's in the book. Now look, check this out. Where You From Homie is now available in a hardback. It's a hardback edition on Amazon. It's a hardback edition now in Amazon. You feel me? So you might want to go order you a copy. If you got a paperback copy, go get you a hardback copy now. If you want an autographed signature, go to my website, whereyoufromhomie.com, and order it from me, and I will sign it for you. I will give you the autograph signing in your hardback edition. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in the hardback edition now, man. So it's going real big with that. So get you the hardback. Available now. The hardback is only available on Amazon, but the book itself is on Walmart and Amazon and whereyoufromhomie.com. So go grab it, man. And like I said, if you go to whereyoufromhomie.com and order it from me, you can get my signature. I will personally sign it for you and send it to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real one right there, man. That need to be done. You know, but like always, man, thank everybody for coming out. Thank everybody for liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all that stuff, man. Please uh um tell a friend, man, tell a friend, pass the word about the show to somebody, man. Let them know, man. This is where it's at. No more in 24. Go tell all them churches, go tell everybody. If you missed the audio of me reading the church, what I read about the churches, if you missed me reading it, go watch the show again, man. This is the article that I read. When Christians act like Crips instead of Christ, gangs, and the gospel, part one. You know what I'm saying? It was some interesting comments on there, man. That's all I got to tell you. Please go check it out and read it for yourself and check that reverend out, man. That dude he know what he talking about. This is the only article I ever read about churches that touched me and made me understand how I feel about the church. These are my words in my brain. He put on this Huff Post article about how I feel about churches. I just never knew it. You know what I'm saying? I never knew it. And he right on point, man. He is right on point with everything. When this is, I'm gonna read a paragraph of what he said. This is just a paragraph. When Christians act like Crips, we boast about the size of our church and the prestige of our leaders, and the building becomes a sign of power and influence. Smaller churches are deemed less powerful and prestigious. In some churches, we have our own colors and wear them proudly, much like gang members. And just as gangs don't partner with other gangs, we do not partner with other churches around us. We compete with other churches, and yet all of us bear the name Christian. 98, 79th. 98th, 9 O's, 79th, 8 trays. Why don't those two churches talk to each other? Everywhere you go, 4 tray gangster and who they beef with? Uh, them. It's a main church over there. This church over here, pick a hood, 6 Deuce East Coast. You feel me? Pick a hood. It's a church, main church over there. Swans. Come on, man. And they don't work with each other. That's the problem, bro. That is a major problem. That is a major problem. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get that straight, man. Churches got to get involved, man. J Mac, J Mac, the one smoke 9-0, RW, Shadow the Vet, one move away, West Side Life. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully, again with another show. Oh, I want to say I'm just looking for my DVD, but look what I got. Remember, I told y'all I ordered it. How to Be a Player. Now, look, I was arguing with the brain today, man. He said because they sold Def Jam and all that other stuff, that's why they don't, the people that own it, that's why they ain't putting it out there. I said, no, they ain't putting it out there because Russell got them allegations on it. Y'all know, remember they put the allegations on Russell. The broad, she was like, he had the second, somebody came out and said Russell twisted her. And then like 2 or 3 women said Russell twisted her. So Russell got up out of here. He said, I'm not, he living in, he's somewhere in Belay or something crazy. He ain't coming back over here. So his movie, this says Bill Bellamy, Def Jams. You feel me? This is a Def Jam. But, Def Jam was sold, new owners and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So whoever owned the rights to this movie came out in 97. It's supposed to be, man, you mean to tell me that you can't see this on Tubi? All them other movies on Tubi? All the Tubi movies, you mean to tell me y'all can't put this movie on Tubi? This is a real movie right here, man. That came out at the movie theaters. They own Russell. That's why this movie is not on no platforms. They are not streaming it on no streaming platforms. But the reason why I got the movie is because my homie is in the movie. Haram. 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 Big height. 9-0. Rest in peace, my friend. Mr. Switch Reels. He's in the movie, man. And I gotta edit it and I'm gonna use the clip and I'm gonna show you because I just wanna I wanted to show the clip because he is the orchestrator of the NC and I wanted to show that. So when I talk about him again, I want to show that clip of him in the movie so people can see what he looked like because that was his thing. If anybody was going to get famous from 9-0, it was going to be Hype because he was on his way. You know what I'm saying? He was doing little movies and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's a dude that he would have had me with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Nut. Come up here, man. This is what I do. Come on, man. We're going to go to the parties. We're going to do whatever. We're going to make some connections. So I just want to send a shout out to that and let y'all know that story is coming about my homie, man. But yeah, churches, this show was about y'all. So please, I want people to spread the word. Go, I don't know what I'm gonna name this show yet, but it's called The Church. Churches and gangs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna come up with something clever from the thumbnail. But please like, subscribe, share, talk about it. Everybody, go tell somebody, man, you need to watch this show about when he talk about the churches. to find out. You think I'm trying to down? No, I ain't trying to bring the churches down. I'm trying to help tell the church that y'all need to come from behind them walls and start getting with the program, homie, and really come out here and help end this gang violence, man. No more in 24. That's what we talking about, you know. So that's what the issue is. Y'all need to get with the business too. So, um, please like, subscribe, share, and tell a friend. So I thank all y'all for coming out once again, man. And supporting the show, man. It's all good. I gotta call my mama back. It's important. I gotta call her back. She in another state. So this is Dr. Crip, man. Please like, subscribe, and share, and let everybody know no more in 24.